Om. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nij Mana Mukura Sudhari Bharanau Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jodayak Falachari Buddhihina Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kales Vikar. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। One of the very unique meditations that is there in the Upanishad is through Upakhyan or Katha. We see that example in Kenopanishad. It is from there we get the clue of the inner Ramayana. As we said, no doubt it is the most inspiring story. It is the most glorious portion of our history. It is the most inspiring life of the great Ramchandra ji and Sita. This Ramayana is also a method of meditation, and even a very simple mind, a childlike mind, even a person who is not able to meditate or even has the discrimination to be able to understand the deep knowledge of the subtle philosophy or of the truth, even they can easily be guided through love, devotion, and their minds taken to those heights of meditation where they come to directly realize the truth. Today is the manifestation of Bhagwan. We have already heard yesterday that Ram means bliss. Ram means the infinite reality who is the cause substratum of the entire universe. Ram is one who delights and brings happiness to everyone. And Ram is that supreme bliss in whom everybody finds their peace and happiness. Ram is the very self, the Atma of everyone. Yet, such a truth, such a reality, who is all pervading, the self of everyone, and yet we do not realize nor experience. Bliss is our own Atma, our own nature, and yet the whole world is miserable. How can that knowledge of the self bring about this blissful appearance? This is the secret that is revealed in the birth of Bhagwan. In the Ramayana, many causes because of which Bhagwan manifested in this avatar. But the formless coming into our own experience, manifesting, how is it possible? Bhagwan Shri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita has revealed when, how, and why does an avatar take place. Ajopi san avyaya atma, bhutanam ishwaropi san. Bhagwan says, even though I am unborn, unchanging, and nobody or anything can bring change in me because I am the supreme Lord of the universe. And for such a Lord, there is no desire, no need to be born. Yet, why does Bhagwan take birth, and how does he take birth? He says, keeping my prakriti, my nature under my own mastery. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. I am born out of my own mighty power of Maya. Maya very often has been translated as the power of delusion, the power of illusion. So, Bhagwan's birth is not that Bhagwan changes to become something. It is just an appearance in this world. But Bhagwan says, Atma Mayaya. I am born out of my own Maya. And one meaning of Maya means love. That's why when you call your daughters by the name Maya, she doesn't mean one who is deluding or deluded. It means it is love. Therefore, Goswami Tulsidas ji, having pointed out the various reasons for Bhagwan's birth, Bhagwan also says in the Bhagavad Gita when he takes birth. He says, when there is the decline of dharma and the oppression of adharma, that is when I take birth, I manifest. For what? Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That I manifest to protect those people who are sadhus, means those who live dharma, and to vanquish, to destroy, to remove the evil, not only from the world outside, but from the hearts of the people. And then Bhagwan reveals the secret. He says, Janma karma cha me divyam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham na punarjanma. He says that one who comes to know the secret of my birth and my actions, my manifestation and my leelas, my sports in this world, tattvataha, directly experiences in reality or truth. That person, after giving up this body, does not come back into this world of change and suffering. Mameti comes to me. Comes to me the infinite bliss. Or in the higher subtle sense, as our Gurudev revealed to us, having given up the identification with this limited form, the person recognizes the secret of Bhagwan's birth and Bhagwan's journey, Bhagwan's action, and from there comes to realize that Bhagwan in the heart. And for such a person, there is no finitude, no coming and going, no transmigration. This is said in the Bhagavad Gita, and it is with this knowledge when we study, when we listen to the glory of Bhagwan's manifestation and Bhagwan's action. How did he act in this world? So many reasons are given for Bhagwan's manifestation, but this is the primary reason given. But Bhagwan himself has suggested subtly, Atma Mayaya, out of my own love I manifest. Same way Goswami Tulsidas ji says, Rama Bhagat Hit Nar Tanudhari Sahi Sankat Kiye Sadhu Sukhari. He says, there may be so many causes of Bhagwan's birth, but Bhagwan's main purpose of manifestation is Bhagata Hita, Paritranaya Sadhunam. It is for the well-being, and the well-being here means from not just the mundane to the highest spiritual well-being. Bhagwan manifested. And we see Bhagwan also going through all the problems, difficulties, challenges of life. Sahi sankat kiye sadhu sukhari. Bearing all difficulties but not becoming miserable. Bringing joy and happiness in the life of all the good people. Why good people? Because bad people, even if they are given joy, they know how to make their life miserable. Bhagwan came to bless Ravan, and all Ravan did was fight with Ramchandra ji. Kiye sadhu sukhari. The very essence of dharma, the very beauty of living, the very purpose of life is that life is not always a paradise of rose petals. Where there are roses, there are also thorns. How to live through life in midst of its success, its failures, its joys, its sorrows, its pleasures, its pains. It is Bhagwan who has demonstrated it. But in midst of that, he never ever did not bring about joy in the lives of people. That alone is called as living, by whose living others find joy. This is the very essence of dharma. Dharma, which sustains the world, brings about joy, happiness, prosperity, the spirit of sharing, productivity in the world, and therefore sustains the world. And dharma, which then brings about that dispassion, that single-pointedness of mind, by which we can get the knowledge of the truth and realize the truth in our own heart. Dharamate birati jogate jnana jnana moksha prada veda bakhana. The path has been shown very beautifully. It is through dharma one gets freedom from one's dependence on the things, beings, and situations of the world, and therefore frees oneself from worries, anxieties, etc., and sorrow. And such a person gets single-pointedness, yoga, and when there is that single-pointedness, that integration of the mind and intellect, then only there is knowledge by which we come to recognize that unmanifest, that truth, that supreme, which is not the object of our senses, mind, and intellect. Now, this is very subtle knowledge. But how does the Ramayana and the Bhagavad reveal this to us, even to an unprepared mind who is just ready to listen? Such is the greatness of our rishis. So, many reasons for Bhagwan's birth has been pointed out. But the common factor is Ram Bhagat Hita Nar Tanu Dhari. Many of his actions and sports are pointed out. But the essence to be understood is that that is noble living, that is living in greatness, where in spite of all the difficulties and challenges, with our life, we can bring happiness in the lives of the people around us. So many causes, I repeat, are there for Ramchandraji's birth. But the common, and many of you know the stories, they are also very significant. Because we say, why does not an avatar take place? There are so many evil people around, or evil that is going around. But who will become parents of Bhagwan? Who can make Bhagwan manifest? In this great historic city of Ayodhya, on the banks of the river Sarayu, where have ruled mighty kings for centuries, each more noble than the other. In that dynasty of Raghus is another great and mighty king, Dasharatha. This Dasharatha, who has fought star wars, even fought along with the Devatas, whose might and glory is known, who has ruled the kingdom of Ayodhya so beautifully that this kingdom, Ayodhya, if you see the word itself, and the inner secret is being revealed, that where there is a king, Dasharatha, there is Ayodhya. Gurudev revealed that this body of ours, as it has been explained in Kathopanishad, as we see subtly pictured in the chariot of the Mahabharata, this body is the chariot, Ratha, the vehicle. The 10 sense organs, 5 of perception or knowledge and 5 of action. These 10 sense organs lead our chariot forward in life to our destination. Yet, those who remain attached to these sense organs, sense enjoyments, and then to action, they remain constantly in agitation and conflict. But Dasharatha, one who has got all the 10 horses of his chariot under his mastery, Dasharatha, who is wedded to Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi. All 3 very noble queens, living a life in harmony with each other. This jiva at this moment functions through these 3 levels: the intellect, the mind, and the physical body. These 3 equipments are necessary for us to function in this world. But one who has mastered his sense organs, who is wedded to the intellect, Kaushalya, who has the well-being of everyone in one's thoughts, who is wedded to Sumitra, whose love is of a friend towards everybody, whose emotions are of friendship towards everybody. And friend is someone who loves without any binding, without any reason, without any attachment, possession, like relatives do. They don't. And Kaikeyi, no doubt a very beautiful, physically beautiful woman, but as long as the body is in harmony with such an intellect, such a friendly mind, this body also has got its beauty, its charm. Dashrath Maharaj, married to these 3 queens, is living in a city, and is it just coincidence that that city is called as Ayodhya? Yes, There was and is a physical city called as Ayodhya. But the inner Antakarna, the inner city that we are all living in, the inner heart that we all abide in, at this moment there is so much conflict going on inside that there is no peace. And we all want peace in our life. Yet, if you look around the world and news and what in the world, in countries, in your states, in your own cities, in your own house, in your own inner self, there is this yuddha battle going on constantly. And it is that inner battle that reflects outside as wars. And this inner conflict that goes on within us. We want peace. But peace will be there when these senses are under our mastery, where our intellect is thinking about the welfare, the mind is full of friendship, and this body, healthy and beautiful, ever ready to serve. In such a heart, there is no yuddha, no conflict, no battle, no tug of war. There is peace, love, and harmony. And it is in this place that Dashrath Maharaj, who goes to his Guru, gets his blessings that I have no son, please bless me. And sage Vashishta, and when we get blessings from the Guru, it is said that the Guru said, you perform a yajna, and from that yajna, the most noble son will be born for you. Even in Bhagavad Gita, he says, that supreme Brahman manifests through yajna. Yajna means where we get together, and as the Gita points out, yajna is where we put in our best for the well-being of everyone. There we begin to see the manifestation, the glow of divinity. And all this is actually subtly in our subconscious mind, through this story, through this meditation, has been pointed out. Today, I have explained it through the complete knowledge of it. But in the katha, in the story, how it unfolds, that our mind is taken to that meditation and we experience that moment, that inner peace, that inner joy. And therefore is now the scenario. Naumi tithi madhupmas punita shukla pacha abhijita hari prita madhya divasa ati sitana dhama pavan kalalo kavishrama sitala manda surabhi bahabhau harishita surasantana manachau. When Goswami Tulsidas ji describes this scene, Naumi Tithi, the date is the 9th day of the full moon. Madhumas Punita, it is that month, which is the month we are right now in, generally in the month of March, April, where the bitter winter has subsided, the hot summer has not come in, but the sun is glowing and the warmth has come in, the flowers are blooming and the wind is pleasant. The condition of our mind, when it is such, when our breath is moving harmoniously, not too hot, not cold, at that time, where in our hearts are blooming with fragrances the flowers of our virtues, there to Kaushalya, it is not that Bhagwan took birth. Bhagwan manifested. Bhai prakat kripala, deen dayala, Kaushalya hitakari, harshit mahatari, muni manahari, adbhut roop bichari. लोचन अभिरामा तनु घन श्यामा निज आयुध भुजचारी लोचन अभिरामा तनु घन श्यामा निज आयुध भुजचारी भूषण वनमाला नयन बिसाला शोभा सिंधु खरारी. I'm not going to describe, explain anything. Let your mind become calm and peaceful and just call out Ram, 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 Ram. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.